Hi guys, Ryu here. So we tackled the scope, which means we can actually hide it for the time being, right? Let's get rid of the screws too, because they're a bit confusing. We already dealt with them, so we don't need them to be present. Now, what we need to do is actually look into this one, because I can see there's some problem in here. And in fact, you know what we could do is actually bring it to its own sort of collection. So select all these and this one and new collection laser or something, and that will do. And in fact, let's check if everything is working. Everything is working. So let's actually move it above below the scope and turn off the rifle, and let's have a look. See, so this bit is a bit problematic, right? So let's grab these three and bring them to local. You see, what's happening in here is that the boolean, right, is actually encroaching on the on this bevel, and it's a disaster, right? It's a disaster. We could technically run some loops in here, but to be honest, it's going to be much easier to simply get rid of this and you know, do not run the boolean. Now the problem is that the boolean went through in here, right? So this is a bit unfortunate. However, we can still fix it. So what I would do to fix this, right, is what I would do to fix this is probably bool these two. Okay, so what we could do, right, is now to fix this, let me show you how I would go about doing that. So first of all, turn off the bevel, because we don't need that, and wait it almost to, because it's confusing. Select all these, okay, this one as the last, Alt A and bottom. This is gonna flatten it, right? Flatten this entire edge as well. So up to here and down to here, and Alt A and bottom. And that's machine tools for you. Now we need to actually flatten it from the bottom here. So select all these verts like this, select this one and Alt A left. And now we got the flat edge in here, okay? So now what we're gonna do is actually combine these two together with J, okay? And let's remove these, because these are causing actually problems now, okay? So what we're gonna do is delete this, right? Delete this face, and literally delete this one as well, okay? So delete it, because it's stretching, right? So you simply press on the vert here and press 4 until it merges down to here. But before you do anything, right, we need to, you know, we need to clean this mess up, okay? So these verts, I mean these edges, do we really need them? That's the question. I mean, this opening in here is important for the front, but we don't really need the other one, right? So what we need to do is actually drop a face in here, okay? That's what we're gonna do. Let's delete this edge, so dissolve this edge, and let me see. We could delete all these faces, right? Perfect. And now we can drop a face in here. So press 4. And in fact, we could drop a face in here. So drop a face in this area. Let me see this. How are we looking in here? This should be all one face, okay? Here, this. So wait a minute, wait. Let's fix this. F, that's one face. Let's go to bottom view and see this. This one is properly done, and this one isn't. So press F to fix this. And in fact, what we could do is run an edge in here, okay, like this. So C, and delete this face, okay? And then we can actually mirror this to the other side. Let's see how we're gonna mirror it. So we're gonna mirror it across X, and let's actually apply this mirror, and then simply select this edge in here, all of it. Come on, change it to edge, it's gonna be easier. All of it, right? So, and press F, it should work. And there you go, that's your fixed piece. And we can remove this one, dissolve edge, right? So let's go back, and we're fine. You see, you can't see this back in here, but if you were to see in the back in here, you will see the distortion. So now if you wanted to, we could actually merge this, okay? It's not gonna be easy, and I don't think it's necessary, but you could do this, okay? So make sure that there are no modifiers running on it. There's no bevel on this one, there's a bevel on this one, and there's a bevel on this one, right? So we will need to connect it to all three of them together, right? And to be honest, I'm just gonna leave it like this. There's no point. I mean, we could connect the top because the top's gonna be visible. So what we could do is literally connect these two by Control Plus, okay? So select this one, one more time. Select this one and Control Plus. All right. Now, before we connect it, we need to run some loops, okay? So we will need to run loops on this one, right? So we will need to run a loop in here, and we will need to run, you know, another loop inside, right? And probably another loop somewhere here, okay? And maybe another loop in here, and one more loop in here, and one more loop in here. This one is cut out, you see? This one is cut out. But this one's gonna be connected, so it's gonna be an interesting piece of geometry, okay? Not perfect for 3D printing or anything else, but it's gonna look good in shading. So now when I'm gonna actually connect this build tool, so I'm gonna move it to the top and actually merge it, it should be fine. So if I connect all these edges right here, it should actually shade quite well. Let's see, connect this one here, this one here. This is problematic. Let's connect them like this, and this one can go down, this one you can leave it alone. And now let's see where the bevel is actually running. The bevel is not turned on, so let's turn it on and wait at normals. And now probably we're gonna you know, start appearing, but we can tackle this. First of all, double vert in here, connect these two, and you sort it. Oh, not really. Let me see this. Double vert in here, and this one could be connected like this. Not perfect for the shading though, not perfect for the shading. Let's run a cleanup. There is some problem in here, so let's remove this edge, delete it simply, and this is gonna create something like this, which means we're gonna create a face in here, okay? So select all these and literally create a face. So F, right? And now let's see this shading here. Let's remove this for a sec, and let's apply a new bevel. And let's change it to angle and 3 segments. Turn off the clamping, and let's fix this like this. The bevel should be really small, okay? So something like I don't know, 0.2. There you go. And let's see this. There is some problem in here. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm guessing this is just too steep. Maybe what we need to do is simply do it like that, you know, and remove this edge here, dissolve edge. And then we could connect, actually, we could connect this down, so like this. So there's a connection there, and stress will release. And you know, this shading here, well, this is not ideal, yeah, this is not ideal. There's still some overshooting in here, I think. Still some overshooting. Make it smaller. 0.5. Maybe this is a mirrored part. Let's see on the other side here. Because sometimes when you fix a mirrored part, the other one will not work properly. So let's see. This one probably is too close. So what we could do is merge them here and like this. And maybe it's gonna get better. Nope. Fascinating. There is still this double edge in here, right? So let's remove this. Or in fact, what we could do is split it and connect it like this. And this should solve the problem. There's simply too many edges going into here. Okay, fine. So let's run it this way, okay? Like this, and remove this edge. And let's see. Let's run a support edge from the bottom and connect these two. And this should fix the problem more or less. Alright, so this is not an easy boolean to run, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Of course, we could use some support in here as well. So we could do something like this, and whoops, something like this and like this. You know, connect these here to create some more support, and should be peachy. So let me see. It's not ideal, but if you want ideal situation, what you could do is run, you know, additional knife in here. So you could just isolate it by simply running a knife cut here, right? If you really wanted to. This triangle is gonna be probably problematic. So, you know, something like this that's gonna release the stress. Maybe remove this one. I don't think we need this edge. So you see this is gonna release the tension, and you can't see it from the top, which is exactly what we need. You could increase the bevel too to something larger, so maybe 0.5. There you go. And it just looks a bit better when it's connected, right? I mean, again, this is not ideal, guys, but something that would actually look a little bit less than horrible. GG, move it in here. GG, move it in here. We could connect these two as well in the middle. Yeah, this edge is really messing things up here, isn't it? Wait. This is probably a bad idea here too. We might remove this. Yeah, this is better. So we could create another loop in here and, you know, run it this way. And remove this one and move another loop in here. These are not important in terms of this curvature, but they release a little bit of a stress, you see. So the more loops you run, the smoother it's gonna be. This one looks a bit awful here, to be honest. Unless it's a shadow. Let me see. Let me turn off shadows. Let's go to let's grab the matte cap, the other one, so we can actually see how badly this shades. Well, it's not terrible, but there's a little bit of pinching in here. What we could do is we could actually run this loop closer, yeah, either closer or further away. Either works. You see, now it's snapped. GG. There you go. And that's snapped, yeah. And now we would need another loop underneath, because now we don't have enough of support in here. So what you could do is you could actually run a knife in here like this, okay? You know, underneath all the way to the back, right? So all the way here, because you can't just stop there, okay? See what I mean? And now it shades properly. So there's some breakage in here, or is it reflection? No, there's a breakage. All right, because it's not connected. So we could actually, you know, run it this way, and maybe somewhere here, and this will release this tension. But again, this starts shading ugly. So this is gonna be tough. I mean, without normal transfer, this is gonna be very difficult to tackle. Okay, this part here, really tough. So it will not shade perfectly, unfortunately. And I'm not really happy about it. Let's see. Maybe we just remove them. Yeah, let's remove them actually. Let's see how we're gonna do without them. Actually doing better without them. You can't see really this one, to be honest, but we could connect them together here, you see. So these are two verts that actually could be connected together. These. It's gonna get a little bit better shading. And then we can simply mirror it to the other side, so. But again, you see, there is a bit of breakage in here, right? Now, you know, this situation again, if you wanted perfect shading, probably we would need to do a normal transfer or something. But what we could do, another thing we could do, is run a loop very close to it. But let's try this, shall we? Just really close to it, like this. It's probably gonna break, but we could try. Actually, it helps. Actually, it helps. Actually, it helps. All right. Well, that's as far as I can, you know, I'm willing to bring this. And all we're going to do now is literally mirror to the other side. So let's mirror it on you know, on x-axis, and everything should be peachy. And we need to bring it above the bevel, and of course we need to add weighted normals. So then everything should shade properly. So there you go. It's a really difficult boolean. We kind of managed to pull it off. This situation here is not ideal because this square is being pulled, and also this is a pole in here which is not perfect, so maybe we could just get away with something like this. You see, sometimes end-ons are not that bad. It's actually releasing a stress from this side, so it looks pretty good in my opinion. It looks pretty good, it looks pretty clean, so I'm happy with this. And to be honest, here it's gonna be just open, you see, so we'll leave this one open. It's kind of complicated shape really. This would be an absolute nightmare to texture, by the way. Interesting shape. So then let's actually grab back our normal matcap and be fine. So you see, that just looks better and a little bit more clean. And to be honest, this one I don't mind really being just geo inside geo, because you literally can't see it. So if you don't have to, you know, spend 2 hours on fixing something, don't, because just bloody no point. I mean, if this was something for a game or 3D printing, that's a different story. But if it's just you know, concept art, just why bother, you know? It's just no point, literally no point, because it's all about the shading in the render. If the shading in the render is correct, it means you can control the surfaces, right? And if you were to create this for 3D printing or as a game asset, well, that's a different story, because, you know, if, for example, if I was preparing this for a game asset, I would rethink this structure in here, right? But, you know, at least we cleaned this up. This should wrap up this video, guys. I really wanted to fix this piece because I hate, you know, leaving something undone. It's just my OCD. So thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.